Hey folks, it's Brian Halstead here with another thought from the road. Now I know you're smart folks and you've already picked up on the fact that I'm not on a motorcycle. Well, here's the deal. I put new pipes on my bike, and while they sound awesome, you can't hear a thing I'm saying. And I keep getting requests from folks to record more of these videos, so here we are. We're going to do it in a little different format. So the topic I want to talk about today is a political hot topic. And no, it's not the government shutdown, although that might be a good topic for another day. What I want to talk about today is gun control. Yes, there have been some terrible, terrible incidents that have occurred in our country because of armed individuals. And I'd venture to go out on a limb here and say mentally ill armed individuals. The mental illness aspect of that being more of a problem than the guns. So while we have a bunch of opportunistic politicians that always jump on the bandwagon anytime something bad happens with a gun and start talking about gun control, that's what we need to do, we need to make it harder for people to get guns. Well, I want to challenge you to think about this just a little differently. I want you to think about the idea that gun control isn't a part of the solution. It can't be, because gun control in and of itself is the problem. Yeah, you heard me correct. Gun control in and of itself is the problem. Now let's think back. Our forefathers had the good sense to write into our Constitution the Second Amendment, which allows American citizens to keep and bear arms. Keep means to own, to have, and bear means to carry. And at the time that was written, there were no restrictions. It didn't say you couldn't carry on private property if the owner didn't want you to. It didn't say you couldn't carry into federal buildings and things of this nature. They gave us the right to keep and bear arms. So all of the restrictions that were written into law after that, we as complacent Americans allowed that to happen. And that needs to stop. In fact, what we need to do is contact our political representatives and let them know no more. No more gun control. And in fact, what you want them to do is to start enacting legislation to lighten the restrictions that keep us from being able to carry guns in certain places and give us back that constitutional right that we had from the very beginning as Americans to keep and bear arms anywhere we want to. Now, why would that help? Well, think about it for a second. These guys that are going out and doing these shootings, are they picking out hardened targets? Are they going to locations where they know there are a bunch of armed individuals that are well trained and know how to use their firearm to protect themselves and others? No. What they're doing is going to places that are what I call victim staging areas. Places like schools and other public facilities where weapons aren't allowed, because in someone's infinite wisdom, they thought it was a great idea not to allow weapons on that property. Well, what they did was just make a nice little staging area for victims. And these cowards that are perpetrating these crimes seek out those locations. So what if there were armed people there, and as soon as one of these cowards came onto the premises and started trying to hurt people, someone takes them out? Yes, there might still be some loss of life, but could it be minimized? Absolutely. Think about that. Think about that long and hard, and pick up the phone, pick up the computer, do whatever you need to do to contact your local representatives and let them know gun control is in fact the problem and we need to get rid of it. If you are legally able to own a gun of legal age, then you should, and you don't have a criminal background that prevents you from doing so, you should be able to carry that gun anywhere you want to carry it, to protect yourself, to protect your family, and protect other people that may be there at the time something bad happens. Just a thought, challenging you to think about a new perspective here.